Hi guys, and welcome to today's video on the cosine rule. Now, what we're going to look at is two different ways that we can use the cosine rule in two different styles of questions. So the first formula that you need to know is this one. So this is for a missing length. So it's a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2 times b times c times cos of a, which is the angle that is given in the question. Now we can rewrite this if we don't have the angle and we have all three lengths of the triangle. So what we do is we can rearrange the equation and we bring the minus 2bc cos a to this side. So now we have a squared plus 2bc times cos of a is equal to b squared plus c squared. Now all we have to do is take away the a squared from both sides. So it will now become 2bc cos a is equal to b squared plus c squared minus the a squared. And the final step is to move the 2bc over to this side by dividing it, and we'll be left with cos of a. So now we have the second equation, or the formula, for the cosine rule. Now I'm just going to go through two different types of questions, one in which you're going to have to use this equation, this formula, and one where you have to use this one. So the first one is with a triangle, and remember these triangles are non-right angle triangles. So if we just draw it, so here is the triangle, and the question, as you can predict from here, just by looking at the triangle, is to find the value of x to three significant figures. Now, if we look back at our two formulae, we can see that to find out a missing length, we need to use this one. And before we even think about the equation that we need to use, we need to label our triangle. So, if this is big A, this one is small a, this one is small b, and this one is small c. So now we can see that if we substitute these values into this equation, we can find out the value of a. So the first thing we do is we rewrite it out by substituting it in. So this is what we get. So this is the first step. You can see that b is 5, c is 6, and a is 24 degrees. And all we've done is simply just put it into this equation. So now we put all of this into our calculator and we get a value for a squared. So here's the value. So it's 6.187272541. That is the value when you plug this into your calculators. And all we have to do now is just square root this number. Now remember that the question has asked us to give the answer to three significant figures. So a to three significant figures is 2.49 meters. And that is our answer. 2, 3 significant figures. So that's an example of how we would use this first formula here for the cosine rule. Now the second example is very similar, but this time we're looking for a missing angle. So here we can see that the angle is missing, and as always we just need to label our triangle. So the corners have already been given, which makes it extremely easy for us because we can just say this one is small a, this one's small b, and this one is small c. So all we have to do again is very simple, just put the numbers into this formula. And remember, you can always write out the value. You can write a is equal to, and then you can say b is equal to, c is equal to, like you can write a little list of all the values before you plug it in. So in this case, a is 3, b is 4, and c is 6. And you're trying to find out a. Yeah, so it just makes it easier if you're finding it tricky from going straight from here into the equation. So now that we've got our values, we just need to substitute them into this equation. So there we have it. it's been substituted in. And again, like we did here, all we have to do is plug this whole thing into our calculator. So we plug this whole thing into our calculator and we get a value for cos of A, which is 43 over 48. Now we can't stop there because this is the cosine of A. So we need to do the inverse cos function of this to get the value of A, which we do on our calculator. So you just press Shift and the cos button and you put in 43 over 48 and we get a value of 26.384, and it just carries on. Now in this case, they haven't said three significant figures, or they haven't given us a value of how many decimal places we put it to. So we can just say it's 26 degrees x. Yeah, so there we have the cosine rule. Two different ways that we can write it. So first, if we're looking for missing length, we'll use this first one here. And if we have all the three sides and we're looking for a missing angle, we can rearrange this first formula and get a second one, which we can use. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure to click on the bell icon so you don't miss out on anything. Thank you very much for watching.